daily. Your kid didn't show up.
Chaska City Council meeting for Monday, June 6, 2022. We'll call the meeting to order at 7:04. Will you please stand and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance? I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good evening, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. Sorry we had a work session. We got a little bit behind, but it was information we definitely needed to hear. So with that, Elise, will you call roll, please?
Councilmember Hatfield. Here. Councilmember Hubbard. Councilmember Wong.
Here.
Councilmember Grau.
Here.
Mayor Winchell.
Here. Councilmember Hubbard will not be joining us this evening, so she will not be here. All right, with that, we'll move on to item 4, adopting the agenda or the corrections or additions to the agenda. If not, I entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Councilmember Hatfield.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Grau. Discussion. Hearing none. All in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Post same sign. Motion carries. All right, moves us to visitor presentation, and I have the Growth Through Opportunity Youth swearing in. So
good evening, Mr. Mayor, council members. It is my pleasure tonight to introduce to you two outstanding young people that are going to be taking part for what's new to the city of Chaska, and it's called the Growth Through Opportunity Program. And the two young people you see before us is Jordan Moore and Mitchell Scott. And for the upcoming weeks, this program called Growth Through Opportunity, it's a partnership between the city of Chaska and Empower Inclusion. And the purpose behind this is to take these young people and give them the opportunity to get to know us better, and give them the opportunity to get to know us in a mutual capacity. And no doubt in the coming weeks, they're both going to be very busy as part of this program. Not only are they going to learn what it means to be involved in public service, and I'm confident that also in that process, they're going to learn new job skills, and they're going to meet a lot of interesting people in the process. It's not just about the police department. Obviously, we're kind of kicking this off here tonight, but my appreciation goes out first and foremost to Officer Janke for helping coordinate this program, but then also to the city and my fellow department heads, because over the course of the upcoming weeks, not only is it about the police department, they're going to have the opportunity to work with the fire department, at Public Works, the electric department, the water and sewer department, admin, finance, park and rec, at the golf course, so just about everywhere across the city, and we're very excited about this opportunity. Before we do have the mayor come up for their oath of office as police cadets, I do want to turn it over just for a brief moment to the coordinator that we've been working with from Empower Inclusion, Alex, to have her talk about this program briefly.
Hi, my name is Alex Oladoyan. I'm the owner of Empower Inclusion. Part of our mission is to help people with disabilities be more included in their communities by finding jobs, because jobs are huge for being included with your peers. So we have been working with Orono PD for a couple years, and Officer Janke heard about our program with them, and we're so excited to be partnering with you guys, especially being able to rotate through all the departments. I think it's going to get these two cadets some really fantastic job experience, and to be able to try out lots of different jobs since they're early on in their careers. It will maybe help them to decide. Hopefully they won't decide what they don't like. It'll be things that they do like.
I'm pretty certain by the end of the summer, they're going to think administration's really cool.
Yes, paperwork.
Yeah, so we're just really excited about this, and we're so thankful for all of you guys at City of Chaska. I think everyone is going to have a really positive experience. So thank you all.
Thank you.
At least on the police department side, I know of two things initially that you're going to be doing in that first week. Julie had mentioned that there's a story time program where Julie will go and read books to some of the kids at schools. So that should be a fun experience. And I also heard you're going to join me at Coffee with a Cop. I know we have one person that's not a coffee drinker, but he said he likes hot chocolate. So I guess we can work with that. But The one thing, at least on the police department, is any new member that wears a uniform that comes into the police department, they have to take an oath of office. And we have our mayor, Mark Winchell, he administers that oath. So we're gonna do the same thing right now. We'll get you sworn in, okay? Mr. Mayor?
All right. What's the best way? How should I have them standing? Facing that way? Should I be up here? Or turn around?
Probably if you're right there next to them, and they can kind of turn.
So just do it this way?
Yeah.
Like right
Kind
here?
of turn a little bit that way,
Turn them toward me?
towards me. So it
Okay,
kinda-
turn,
yeah.
so you want me on this corner? How's
Just
that?
do it like Luke does.
Will that work?
Or like Luke did. R.I.P.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna start with Jordan. You ready to go?
Yeah,
How exciting is this, you guys?
so excited.
I bet. It sounds exciting. I'm thinking about doing it. All right, raise your right hand. I'm gonna do one at a time. We'll do you next, okay? All right, so I, Jordan Moore,
And furthermore,
do solemnly swear
the boundaries will,
that I will support
that I will support
the Constitution of the United States
the Constitution of the United States
and the state of Minnesota,
and the state of Minnesota,
and faithfully discharge the duties
and faithfully discharge the duties
of an honorary police cadet
of the honored police cadet
of the city of Chaska
of the state of Chaska
in the county of Carver,
in the capital couple
in the state of Minnesota,
in the state of Minnesota,
to the best of my judgment and ability,
to the best of my community,
so help me God.
so help me God.
Great job. Great job. All right. Mitchell, you ready to go?
Right.
All right. I, Mitchell Scott,
I'm Mitchell Scott.
do solemnly swear
Does I swear
that I will support
to support
the Constitution of the United
the
States
Constitution of the United States
and the state of
and the
Minnesota,
state of Minnesota,
and faithfully discharge the duties
discharge the duties
of an honorary police cadet
and the police cadet
of the city of Chaska
of the Chaska,
in the county of Carver
County of Calvert,
and the state of
state
Minnesota,
of Minnesota,
to the best of my judgment and ability,
judgment and duty.
so help me God.
Help me God.
Congratulations. Awesome. Awesome, awesome. Well, welcome, you guys. We're excited to have you. I'll turn it back over to the chief.
If we just get a photo with you and the chief
Okay.
and the cadet, sir.
Yep.
That's why.
I need to sign that.
Yeah, I'll get you to sign these.
Okay.
Great to be in.
How's that?
That's great.
Smile. Smile. Come on, cheeseburger, cheeseburger. Are we good? Perfect. Family, anybody need pictures? You all good? Okay, you got them? All right.
We just gotta do one last thing.
The official stuff.
Sign them
This
downstairs.
is Mitchell's.
Mitchell, you wanna put your signature on here? It makes it official. Put your signature on there, please.
You taking these?
I'll take it back downstairs. Thank you. Mr. Mayor, council members, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Some cake?
Have fun, guys. Enjoy. All right.
Exciting, exciting.
Now across Ethan.
Pretty cool. That's pretty cool.
Very cool.
Thanks, you guys, for putting that together, so. All right, is there anybody, never mind. Is there anybody online for a visitor? Kevin? No. Okay, All right, we'll move on to consent items. Again, these are items that don't necessarily need a conversation, but need approval by council, but any and all can be pulled at any time. So with that, anyone have any comments or questions versus on the consent items? If not, I'd entertain a motion to approve.
So moved.
Motion by Councilmember McGraw.
Second.
Second by Councilmember Wong, approving consent. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Post same sign. Motion carries. All right, moves us to our one action item. Mr. Hafner wants some money.
Mayor and council members, the item in front of you tonight, obviously we've talked about before, starting with the budgeting process last year and actually a few years ago, and have coming up to this point of reaching 20 years on the Clover Ridge Water Tower, which is the lifespan of a typical paint job and then just restoration of our towers themselves. So Matt will be able to talk a little bit about the bids we got. So ultimately, that's what you're making a decision on tonight, is the actual bid, which we did have bids come in below our estimate, which is awesome. But I think it'd be important, and we're going to put this out to, messages out to the public to help them understand what does it mean to repaint a water tower, just sort of what to expect throughout the summer, because it is a process to do this. So Matt's here to talk a little bit about that.
Good evening, Mayor and Council. Thanks for having me tonight. The 100 Mark Tower, we took bids a couple of weeks ago, and our bids came in $300,000 below the engineer's estimate, which was fantastic. The engineer's estimate was right around that 1.7 million. So the action item is to approve the bids. The bid is for a company called Viking Industrial Painting. They're out of Nebraska. And a lot of these companies are national. They travel all over the country. And so I put together a little presentation for you guys just to talk about what to expect. And I think some of the biggest concerns for nearby homes and things will be the paint removal and then the actual painting and how their homes will be protected. So we've all seen 100 Mark Tower. Just for your information, this is what the inside of the bowl looks like. If you go into any water tower, you see a blue condensate ceiling that you typically don't get to see the bottom of the bowl. And so what you see here is from condensation and the cracking that we've been talking about. It's called micro cracking. So here's a couple other photos of that. The photo on the right here is that micro cracking. It's just cracks in the paint and water and condensation seeps in and makes the steel rust. And the photo on the left is the manway as you climb up the tower. Couple of photos inside the wet area, which would be the wet bowl. There's sediment and sand and things on the right-hand side that will all get cleaned out. And basically the project entails fully stripping the inside wet area of the tower, and then the exterior, the interior of the column of the tower. The bottom portion of it will not get repainted because it's in good condition. It's just the very top few feet of that column, and then the bowl that we saw earlier, and then the full exterior gets painted. So the containment system is the big thing I want to just talk through today. The containment system and the whole process of stripping the paint off of the tower is going to be very weather dependent. I reached out to our consultants, and until we have the pre-con with the contractor, we do know that it's going to take 15 weeks to get this project done. They're going to need the entire allotment of time to get the work done. What's going to dictate when they're working inside the tank or working on the exterior is going to be wind is the biggest thing. So even though it's contained, wind is a big factor, wind and weather, how they work inside or outside. So things will be done simultaneously. So what you see, the photo on the left is the fully contained water tower. And then there's a gentleman working in there. So that's what you and the homeowners can expect to see Hunter Mark Tower looking like the majority of the summer. And so it, I believe the term is negative air. So air will be coming in, so nothing, you know, the paint and debris and things like that won't be getting pushed out. They're needing to bring fresh air in for the safety of the workers. And again, the order of the reconditioning, sandblasting the interior and the exterior, weather and wind will be a factor. And then they'll begin painting the interior wet surface, paint the interior dry, which is that outside of the bowl, and then painting the exterior will be, again, weather dependent and come towards the end, and then the logo is really the last thing that happens.
So Matt, question for you on the sandblasting. Is there stuff that people can expect from a sound perspective?
Well, there's going to be generators and things that will be out, and so we'll have our normal working conditions, or excuse me, working hours that we'll have to make sure the contractor adheres to. But there will be generators in order to have their, you know, blasting equipment and their paint guns and things like that working. So, but they will be fully aware of working hours. Some things that are happening now is on the east side of the tower, we're going to have a couple of large telephone pole type structures put up for Verizon, for T-Mobile. They have to move all of their facilities off the tower, put it on a temporary pole for the summer, and then in all likelihood late this year they'll be able to go back up. But it's going to be, it will be a process, but I mean, we have something to, you know, good to look forward to in the end. So
When is the start date?
we don't know exactly yet, because we need to get through this approval, and then we'll get the contracts executed, and then we'll have a pre-con, and we'll know right away. So we're tentatively thinking that July to October timeframe is when they'd be working, because they can't get too cold. So
Yeah, right. That's it. So you got to move pretty quick.
So it's going to be, it'll be a great project. It'll be, you know, good to get this done. I've noticed Bavaria is looking pretty ugly already too. It's 2028 kind of time frame, but it's kind of the nature of the beast. So,
Yeah, exactly.
but,
Exactly. So you're, this is a good company, you're confident with them?
personally, I've never worked with them. Our consultants have, and they say they're a very good company.
Okay.
So we're good.
That's
lucky
really
to
the
have
thing
them.
that,
Yep.
you know, something like this, project like this, boy, can't get halfway through and walk away or anything. You
Yeah,
know?
KLM Engineering is they specialize in water towers, and they are subcontractor of Stantec, and we work with them personally on like tower inspections and things. Every 7 years we do tower inspections, and KLM has very good things to say about them, so I feel very confident in
Okay.
awarding this bid.
Well, that's half the battle,
Yeah.
half the battle, so.
That's
All right, any
I had.
other questions for Matt? Okay, well, thanks for putting that little
Okay, thank you.
presentation together. It's
You
kind
bet.
of
Thanks.
cool to see that, so thank you. And like Matt says, you know, as soon as we find out more, we'll start getting out things through communications about when we'll start, and if there will be extra activity. Are they 6 day a week or 5 day?
They'll be able to go 6, but that 9 to 5 will be intact. We won't vary from that, especially with it being in a residential area.
Is it 9? They can start earlier, 9, can't
9
they?
to 5 on Saturdays.
On Saturday, yeah.
Yep,
Okay.
7 to 7, Monday through Friday, 9 to 5
Yep,
Saturday.
okay. All right. Well, that's good to know. I mean, I'm sure that could be how they're going and weather dependent, so.
Weather's going to be a factor for sure.
Yep, okay. All right, thanks. All right, this seems pretty straightforward. It's just adopting resolution 2022-66, awarding the bid for the Hunter Mark Tower rehabilitation, so something we got to do.
So moved.
Motion by Councilmember Wong,
Second.
second by Councilmember Hatfield. Again, adopting resolution 2022-66, awarding bid for the Hunter Mark Tower. Discussion. Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. Post same sign. Paint your tower.
Not you, though, someone else.
Yeah. Well.
That's how
Get
you
up there
learn
and get it done.
$300,000.
It's gonna be kind of like Christmas in May, June, July, August.
Yeah, it may take all year, but he'll get done.
All right, bills. Anyone got any comments on the
Just
bill?
only 2 questions. On page 6, when there's an item for Carver County ISGIS department, there's 3 line items there. There's a GIS shared position, pictometry, cost share, and then there's an Esri ELA. I was wondering, my understanding is we split the cost with the county in some of this.
Yeah, so what we do is, instead of us each having our own GIS person, we actually share a person.
Okay.
The person actually works with, I think, multiple cities, right? Yes. Multiple cities, so that everybody can sort of keep the costs down for not having to have somebody on full-time. Now, I do think in the future, we're probably going to get to a point where we probably need to have somebody, because we have quite a bit of time dedicated to them now, but we still share the services. The other 2 are actually for the upgrades needed to the GIS software. So instead of us going off and getting our own stuff, we share the system with the county so that we all have the same system that we're working under.
Yep, and that which mitigates the cost of the service, because then you don't have like to worry about switching versions and.
It does, and it also sort of keeps consistent information between everything.
Sure. And we can share data with the county and, yeah, okay.
Yep.
And then on page 14, there's an item for Hawk Analytics, which is for the CellHawk subscription. And I'm guessing that sounds like that's for the police, right?
It's for the police and investigations, so it's the system that we buy into to let us be able to do forensics on cell phones.
Okay, great, thank you.
Anyone else? Motion to pay the bills?
So moved.
Motion by Councilmember Wong,
Second.
second by Councilmember Hatfield. Discussion. Please we call roll, please.
Councilmember Hatfield?
Yes.
Councilmember Wong?
Aye.
Councilmember Grau?
Yes.
Mayor Winchell?
Yes. All right, moves us into other business. Councilmember Hatfield.
Yes. I didn't get to go because I was in town, but the cert appreciation that Officer Janke did looked amazing. So I just want to say, share my appreciation to our cert team. Councilmember Wong, I think you went, so I'm sure you can share more, but I think, just wanted to share that appreciation. And then really just the Pride Picnic is coming up this Sunday at 3 p.m. and that's amazing. Looks like the weekend's supposed to be beautiful, so that'll be a great event. I don't know if they need volunteers. I feel like last year some of us volunteered, but I don't know.
Right now.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you're interested in volunteering, we do have a sign up, so just let
Okay.
me know and I can send
Okay,
it to you.
great. I feel like I missed it last year, so. And then, let's see, I don't know, the chief mentioned a coffee with a cop. I didn't see one coming up on Facebook, but maybe I missed it. There's a food distribution on June 16th at noon, the Normal Place on Stoughton. So, other than that, I think that's it. That's all I have.
Okay. You got something? How about Mr. Grau?
I was just sharing what I actually had Matt write down. I just had a comment from a resident who requested that we probably, and we may have done this in the past, I'm not sure, but requested an electric bill to maybe have like a how to read your bill. Those bills tend to have fees here and things in code and abbreviations, and he was just looking for some clarity because, you know, in particularly we made changes to the kind of the discount for the senior rate, and so there was some conversation there. So I thought that would be a good idea because it is, there's a lot of stuff that isn't, and actually even included, I think sometimes there's fees that we have to, you know, provide and say. So I think that would be a good idea on some of those bills to kind of how to read your bill 101. So I shared that. I will also say that I really will give a shout out. Chief's not here, so I'm not doing it just because he's in the room anymore. But I do like the virtual ride-alongs. I think those have actually gathered quite a good steam and kind of show the reality and the good things and some of the things that are not so great that our police have to get involved with. So I think those are great opportunities for people to understand. The officer's name just left me that helped the ducks out of the sewer drain, but that, stories like that, people just love. I mean, it is, those opportunities to kind of be a proactive approach and kind of build that community. And then lastly, I'll just say that, we brought up the Pride Picnic, and I will just say that I am very supportive and appreciative that we partner and the city gets involved with having the Pride Picnic. I think that was a great event that started last year, and I hope it continues. For residents that, and allies, LGBT and allies that call Chaska home, thank you. I appreciate that, and happy Pride Month. Thank you.
Councilman Wong?
First, since the last meeting, we had the Memorial Day ceremony. That was, that due to weather was moved indoors to the VFW. So that was, as always, is a great event. And thank you to all who served our country. And then upcoming events is we have the Chaska Community Center Master Plan Open House. That's June 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. So that's, I believe it's open to the public, correct?
Free ice cream.
Free ice cream, so
forget to say that.
anyone would like to contribute their ideas, thoughts, feedback to the task force that's working on that, certainly June 15th from 6 to 8 p.m. at the community center. And then Officer Janke asked me to mention the picnic with the police at Veterans Park. There's free dinner, raffle, and drawings, and that will be July 21st from 5:30 to 8:30 p.m.
And they had that last year, and it was I thought it was very successful.
Yeah, I think it's a great event. It's also, hey, who's gonna turn out a free hamburger, right?
Yeah.
And then Tuesday, August 2nd is Night to Unite. So for anyone's planning getting a neighborhood get together, the Chaska has, the fire department, the police department, go around and meet with people throughout the community. So if you're looking at getting something organized, to start talking to your neighbors and get that going. Also upcoming, and the 19th is Father's Day, will be before next meeting, the day before. And also certainly the Pride Picnic. So, that's a great event last year, and hopefully we'll have a great turnout this year to support all of our LGBTQ community members. So also I'd like to offer congratulations to Stephen Kraus, who started his first day as the new fire chief. So welcome aboard, and thank you. And also the CERT dinner, as Councilmember Hatfield mentioned, it was a privilege to be there, to be part of that event, and to recognize many of the volunteers who were willing to contribute their time and energy to help our community.
Including the chaplains, too.
Including the chaplains, and the chaplains, and that's a very underappreciated type of underappreciated role, because they see people in their worst days, and so to be there for them is very, very appreciated. And also to thank people for all the effort as certain members, because they're volunteering to be sort of on the front lines as volunteers when there's a natural disaster, something happens that, they're, knock on wood, there hasn't been one in a while, but, should there be one, that's part of what they're signed up for. So, thank you for being there for our community. Also, congratulations to Eric Childs, who's our Director of Instruction at Chaska Town Course, for making it to the PJ Seniors Tournament. So there was a little piece on him on WCCO.
What did he make?
He actually was invited to the PGA Seniors Tournament. He's one of our golf pros. Yep.
He doesn't look old enough to be a senior.
Huh?
He doesn't look old enough to be
No,
a senior.
that's why I thought I was here.
He looks like about 25 years old.
He's just old enough.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yep. And so congratulations on that. I heard that I think he got injured or something like in the early on, but he was still just glad to be there. So so it's a big honor there. And also the Pam Schmillen, who was the Chaska High School golf coach, who was inducted to the Minnesota Golf Coaches Hall of Fame. So that was pretty cool. Mr. Mayor, you've mentioned a couple things in your letter to the Herald too. I wanted to, mention too that, a lot of good information there. And the Flags of Honor car show, because I'm a car guy, definitely noticed that. I want to give a big shout out for that one, for all of you car guys and gearheads out there who love showing your cars and sharing your love for automobiles. The Flags on a Car Show is a great event, August 6th from 10 to 2 at City Square Park. And finally, because this is, for some of us have grads here, it's grad season, and so there's Chaska High School and Chanhassen and Chaska for all of our Eastern Carver County schools. Congratulations to all of the class of 2022. That's all I've got.
All right. Just a couple things on the chaplains, though. They're there for the people, but they're also there for the police and fire. I mean, they take a huge burden off police and fire. As a guy that was in there and helped start a chaplain program in our fire department, they are, I call them the unsung heroes because they come in and do a lot, and they're great. So just shouting out to them as well.
And Pastor Ader, just so everybody knows, is retiring this year.
Officially retiring.
Yep, so he'll no longer be with it, but I think he's been on since like 2010.
Yeah, it's like
It's been a long
12
time.
years, yeah, it's 12 years, yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking 10, but whatever. Yeah, a long time.
Yep.
That would probably be from the start. So, okay. All right, Matt, anything?
Just, just echo the congratulations to graduates. I think Mike and I have officially made it into old personhood.
Wait, I have a grandchild graduating this year. There, now you're old.
You're ancient.
No, you're old.
Antique.
Antique, all right.
I found out I'm vintage
We're actually
now.
vintage.
No, I'm vintage at 33.
How can you be vintage?
That's what I was told, that I'd be vintage.
Oh. Sorry. Not the case. That's it?
That's it.
Jake, anything?
No report today.
How about you two over there?
No.
I already wore that out. Elise?
No report.
Nothing. All right. Just a couple comments. Fishing with Friends had their annual clinic yesterday. Well, I heard it was 83, but I know that it was more than that. They didn't have enough rods, so they'll get them out later. But that's amazing that they get that many every year. I like their new system that they have. They put them in time spans versus everybody there at once. It just makes it a lot less craziness. So congratulations to them. While we're talking about it, that group is working for a big event like August 15th, I think.
Yep,
Is that
August
all right?
15th.
That they're gonna get the veterans from Hastings and from the Minneapolis home and get them out in boats and then have a big picnic for them. But they're really working and trying to draw in the whole Carver County veterans groups and really make it something special. So I know Carl Lacey is still actively working on things, but he is getting really excited about it. So it's fun talking to him, and I was talking to him a little bit about it yesterday. So.
As part of that event yesterday too, not only do the kids get to do the clinic and get the fishing rods and stuff, but they also got to sign up for going on the pontoon. They have times like this weekend and then like next Monday and Wednesday for stuff. So it gets, I mean, it was pretty clear a lot of the kids that were there had never fished before. And it was pretty clear a lot of the parents hadn't fished before too. So to get them out on the pontoon and using that, I think is really
I forgot about that, because that's something new too, that
Yep.
they get to go out and do that, so. Good time, and great event from those guys, so thanks to that group. Attended groundbreaking at Southwest Christian for their field house, the other night, so, they're ready to go. They had equipment sitting there, so I think they're gonna take off, because they're out of school already, so they're gonna go, so. Chaska Cubs are actively playing. If you want to catch a good ball game at a great park, it's good. Go to chaskacubs.com. Schedules and everything are out there to keep up with it. There'll be a lot of tournaments there. They host what class is it now? Class 4A tournament, I think. I don't even know, 3 or 4A. High school, and then they do an all-star type event the following week. So lots going on there. I as well want to offer congratulations to all graduates. Like I said, I have my grandson's graduating from Chan, and they're kind of exciting right now. They're in the baseball playoffs, and they're on the winner's side. So now they're waiting for Chaska
I was
and
just checking the score right now.
Chaska
to
and
see-
Prior Lake are playing tonight.
Yeah, we'll try to
The
see if
winner
we're-
goes on and plays Shakopee tomorrow night, and then the winner of tomorrow night moves on to play Chan. And then if they beat Chan, then they come back Thursday again, so a lot of baseball. So that's exciting. Unfortunately, I was at my grandson's game, and that's why I couldn't make the picnic for the cert and the retirement for the couple of the chaplains, so, but, that was worthwhile for me to have to be at that, so. I don't know, I was looking at this thing here quickly, got anything in, Stephen Kraus, master plan, open houses? Oh, that, we were announced that we were in the top 175 workplaces again, this year. So that's quite an honor for our city. We get some twofold. One, we get some attaboys out of it, but Matt talks a lot about that survey. We get to use that to see how we're performing internally, and I think that.
Yeah, because it doesn't just focus on what's going right, it focuses on things we can improve on too.
Right.
So, but it also, to me, is a big deal in the recruitment now too, is because we get to use that logo then on all of our recruitment stuff that we put out there that say that we're a top 175 employer, which I think makes a difference. I mean, because it says that, you know, you have it's a quick indication to somebody who's considering applying that, you know, that might be a place that would be good to work.
Well, I mean, it certainly does not hurt in anything in any way, so, and it's really, I don't think it costs us anything, right?
Well, we have to pay to go through the whole
Okay.
survey process and stuff,
Right.
so.
Right. Did somebody mention the community center master plan meeting June 15th? Okay.
I forgot. Should be on my radar, but I forgot, so thank you.
Well, I just wanted to make sure, because that's an important one.
You know, one thing I was gonna mention that's in
Yep.
the bi-weekly, because this is probably gonna develop pretty quick, is, because we're gonna be meeting either this week or early next week,
What's
is.
the lane? Oh,
No. About the engagement for our building study. So we do plan on having 4 sort of park open houses that we bring out the block party wagon, have
yeah.
ice cream,
Yep.
stuff like that. But it would be one that we'd host, you know, one per ward. So, you know, you as the council member would be the host for that evening. We'd get out postcards to everybody that's in the ward. And really the thought behind that is regardless or not if they come to the event, we're touching everybody in the community and then saying, well, come to this, we'll have ice cream and you know, games and everything, and then you can learn about our program. But even if you don't go to it, here's a link to our website so that you can go and find it.
and then
So-
we'll take all the boards there and
Yep,
stuff
and we'll
like that?
we're actually looking at we're looking at River City Days and Fire and Ice and then Touch a Truck. You know, those boards sometimes get really difficult in the wind.
Yep.
We're looking at trying to create something with like tablecloths on tables or something that's a little more wind resistant so that we can spend more time being able to show people stuff and still hold boards.
Holding boards up.
So thinking about that, but we'll get out to, sort of the plan will be is we're gonna identify 4 dates. We wanna try to do them close to each other so that, you know, everybody sort of knows they're happening. But I'll sort of start by throwing out 4 dates and assign them to wards, and then my hope is that you guys can just tell me, well, which one works or doesn't, and then we can just sort of switch based on what works best for time. So we'll be coming back out with that information soon.
Okay. All right, and for anybody that didn't understand that completely, that's about our master, I'm gonna just call it a master building plan, that we need to remodel a bunch of buildings, we're adding on to buildings, and just upgrading buildings that are all 30 years old. So we've had some open houses if you haven't, and we appreciate the people that have been there. We're hoping the numbers now start picking up as we start putting this out more and more, that public start hearing it more and more. So, yeah, you come and understand what we're talking about. It's a lot easier to be there than me trying to explain it here, so. All right, with that, last call. Otherwise, we're back here on 20th. So we're back here on June 20th. Happy Father's Day to to everyone. What else, anything?
When is Father's Day?
It's the 19th.
Oh. Sorry, mine's dead.
Oh, that's right.
I forget what it is.
Yeah. All right. You all right?
Move to adjourn.
All right, motion to adjourn. Anyone?
Second.
Anyone?
He already said it. He already-
Oh, you did? Oh, I never heard it, sorry. So I have a motion by Councilmember Juan,
Second.
second by Councilmember McGraw to adjourn. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, post same sign. We are adjourned, we'll see you June 20th.
I think that was the most awkward end to a meeting we've had.
Yeah.